Hey, good people, how are you? How are you, good people? We are here once again, and we thank God. It takes God for us even to be here. We appreciate that. How are you? How have you been? I hope you are all doing well, my people, good family. Yes, here we are, another time and another moment just to thank God, to be encouraged, to see the goodness of the Lord, to see the faithfulness of the Lord in our life. And we thank Him for this great and wonderful day, wonderful morning, wonderful afternoon, wonderful evening, depending on where you're watching me. And we appreciate. I thank God for you. We are here just to encourage each other through the Word of God. And I believe you're getting encouraged. Thank you for the returning subscriber. Thank you for the new subscribers who have subscribed. Thank you for the incoming subscriber. Yes. And we thank God that this family is enlarging. We appreciate the goodness of the Lord. And we're just here to encourage each other once again through the Word of God. Through the Word of God, good people. Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new, I'm at Rolling Nell, and we are here to encourage each other through the Word of God. Be encouraged every single day. It is always an opportunity that we have, that God has given us as we breathe every single day. You find yourself awake. You find yourself moving. You find yourself alive and seeing another day. It is an opportunity that the Lord has given you. You've been given that opportunity. So take it. Believe God in it. No matter the challenges, no matter the circumstances that you're going through, trust God. He has a plan for you. He tells us in Jeremiah, I have good plans for you. My plans for you are to prosper you and not to harm you. So every single day when we have life, every single day that you wake up, you find yourself awake. Know that God has not forsaken you. In that challenge, in that circumstance, in that situation that you're in, God still has you because He has given you breath to breathe. He still has got you. Whether you are in bed, you're not able to arise from that bed, but you are alive. Another day has come in your life. Know that God's plans are still valid in your life. So be encouraged. Know that He loves you. He takes care of you. He has you. And His plans are still going to prevail. It is us just to let Him, allow Him, good people. Yes, we allow Him to be with us. We allow Him to walk with us. We allow Him to encourage us. We allow Him to lead us, to show us the way. In that situation, the far that you've come, in that struggle, for that time, you find yourself weary all through. So we are here to encourage each other. And the Word of God is always true. Because even we read the Word of God, we read stories of people who have suffered for many years, and then God just come through for them when they have nowhere else. You know, we may look to families, we may look to friends, we may look to our children, we may look to neighbors, we may look to Good Samaritan, hoping that they will help us. But it reaches a point whereby nobody is with you. You are all alone. You are all alone. What happens then? What happens when you find yourself, you are all alone? Nobody is there for you. Nobody comes to you. Nobody wants to hear from you. Nobody wants to listen to you. Nobody wants just to be engaged with you, just because of your problems, because of what you're going through. But here you have life. God has given you that breath of life for another day. It is an opportunity that we have. And when we come to that point, we are in that place whereby it is unpredictable if the next minute you'll be alive, if the next morning you will wake up, if the next morning you will still be living in that house because maybe you don't have rent, if the next morning you'll even be able to do your things just to be alive. You feel like dying and you don't know what to do, good people. So what do? What happens in that circumstance? You know, because we go through challenges. Challenges are there. But we are here to encourage each other, because there's only God can never forsake us. God can never leave you in that place where you find yourself deformed. You're mentally deformed. You don't know where to turn to. People have run away from you. People have rejected you. People have forsaken you. You know, you thought that they would help you, but there's no one to help you. There's none to turn to. All people, everybody doesn't want to hear your story, doesn't want to listen to, doesn't want to take that responsibility. They feel fed up with you. So you're just there all alone. You're just there. You feel like you want to die. You feel like you want to just give up. You don't want to wake up another day because of what you're going through, because of that challenge, because of that circumstance, because of that trouble, because of that pain. Just like the man beside the pool, he was all alone. Others were being helped. At that pool, the lame, the sick, you know, that was their healing place. So everybody who was sick was taken beside that pool. They slept there. So there was a time whereby it reaches a time you have to, you know, dip yourself in that pool. The first to dip himself or herself get healed. There are those who are being helped by their relatives, by their friends. That is what I guess. By their friends, by their relatives, by their people, by their children. But there was this one man who was forsaken. So he was just there, sleeping. He doesn't have the energy to arise. He doesn't have the energy to pull himself into the pool. He didn't have energy. He didn't have that strength. He had no one to help him. He was all alone, and it took him 38 years just sleeping beside the pool, laying down there. He had no one to turn to. He had no one to help him. He had no... So he had given up everything in his life because nobody was there to help him. That man beside the pool. And it took him 38 good years. Imagine yourself, that place where you are. It has taken you that long, and nobody is there to help you. Nobody is there to assist you. You try every way to a point that you are all alone. You're just like that man beside the pool. You're just like him. He didn't have anybody. So we find ourselves in those situations. So what do we do when we find ourselves? You lay down with all your deformity, with all those struggles, with the issues that you have. Nobody wants to hear from you. Nobody wants to help you. Nobody wants to assist you. And it happens in life. We find ourselves in those situations. You are all alone. Nobody is there with you. Nobody wants to assist you. You've become a baggage. You've become a burden unto them. And so nobody wants to associate with you. You are all alone by yourself in that place. And you wonder, what do I do now? You just lay there, just like that man. Or you find yourself guilty of something you did. Or you accuse yourself of failures that happen in your life. You start blaming yourself. You are crippled. Mentally, physically, financially. You are deformed. Your life, you feel it is worthless. So you are just there laying down. People have rejected you. So you blame yourself. You are crippled. You are in that lame situation. You don't know what to do or where to turn to. Sometimes we go through those challenges. And at this time, just to encourage you, with this man who after 38 years, miracle happened. So even you, Don't be discouraged. I know we feel discouraged. It happens. We are human beings and we feel all lost in the world. You don't know. You find yourself in that darkness. Just like that man, he had no one. He was weak. So when we go through struggles, we become weak. Mentally, socially, financially, everything that we go through, it makes us to be weak. It makes us to be lame. We try all our best to a point whereby we can't move on anymore. We can't go forth. We become helpless and we have no one to turn to because everybody has run away. Nobody wants to associate with you because of your problems, because of what the challenges you're going through. At this point, what happens? You just lay down. Just like that man, he just lay down beside the pool. He was where the healing was taking place, but there was no one to help him because he was weak. You can imagine the lame person, leprosy, being weak there, no food, nothing. So you are weak. Physically, you're weak. Mentally, you're weak. Nobody is there for you. You are all alone. When we come to that point, remember, God has not forsaken you. It is you and God. God always don't forsake us. He's always with us. He can leave us to try our own, to trust people. He can leave us to, hoping in somebody. But when that person don't come through for you, it's always God. God can never forsake us. He's always there for us. So I just want to encourage you this wonderful moment. Once again, be encouraged. If you're in that place whereby it's all you, it is all done. You have no one. This lame man, if we read in John 5, the healing at the poolside, the poolside was called, sometimes later, Jesus went up to Jerusalem for feast of the Jews. Now there is in Jerusalem near the sheep gate a pool, which in Aramaic is called Bethesda, and which is surrounded by 5 covered colonnades. Here a great number of disabled people. So it was a place of healing. Disabled people were there. Used to lie. The blind, the lame, the paralyzed. One who was there had been invalid for 38 years. When Jesus saw him lying there and learned that he had been in this condition for a long time, he asked him. Imagine Jesus learned. He sees us when we struggle, when we run to people. He sees us, but it comes a point whereby you cannot go to anyone. Everybody have forsaken you. What happens? He came through because he's a merciful God. He came through for this man after learning that he has been in that condition for a long time, 38 years. He asked him, "Do you want to get well?" The invalid started narrating his story, but little did he know that Jesus knew all this. Good people, God knows your problem. God knows your struggles. And he can't start asking you so many questions. He just asks you, do you want to get well? He has never forsaken you. So the invalid started telling his story. "I have no one to help me into the pool when the waters is stirred. While I'm trying to get in, someone else goes down ahead of me." Then Jesus said to him, "Get up, pick up your mat and walk." And at once the man was cured. He picked up his mat and walked. What is that if it is not God? After 38 years, trying to find his ways. At the end of it, he had no one. He was all alone beside that pool. Jesus comes in when it's only him and you, with nobody else in your life. He comes in. He came in for this man and the whole story. He didn't even have to struggle to go into that pool. So when Jesus comes into your life, into that situation, you want to go to people, they'll come to you. This man, he just woke up and started walking. He didn't go into that process of going into the pool. Jesus didn't tell him, go, rise, go into the pool to get well. He just told him, get up. And the story changed. The leprosy, he was clean, physically, mentally, everything, socially, because people saw him and started asking him. So people came to him because he was different. The story changed. While he was at the poolside, nobody even came to him. Nobody was there to see him. Nobody was there to help him. But when he got well, when Jesus came to him and healed him and changed the story, it was different. Everybody wanted to know what happened. So even to you, be encouraged this wonderful moment, this wonderful time that God is able to change your story, to narrate it in another different way. Whatever people know, it will change. People will be coming to ask, want to know, how did you get well? How did you manage? After going all through that, how did it happen? Because he clothes you with glory, he clothes you with favor, he clothes you with victory, he clothes you with wisdom, he will clothe you with energy, new strength to carry on. This man was not the same. He was clean, physically, mentally, socially, everything in this man was new. Because he was healed, he started walking. What I want to believe is that he didn't even have scar, because God did it. He didn't have to go to the pool, inside the pool, to be well. So even to you, sometimes we get to that point where we have no one, but God is able. Turn to God. He's able. He sees you. He just wants you to be with him. The two of you. God is able to change your story. He may leave you to walk around, to try all your ways that you know, to try all the places but it reaches a point whereby all those things that you are trying, they were no more. They are no more. So you remain to be in a solitude place, you alone, single-handedly. That is when he comes in, because he knows that when you are with him alone, you will listen to him, and you will take the state, the advice, whatever he tells you, you will do it. So turn to God. He's able to rescue. He's able to turn your story, to narrate it in a different way. Just like this man, it all changed. Be encouraged. Don't give up, because God is with you. He has not forsaken you. He has not left you all alone. He's still holding you. Turn to him, good people. Be encouraged this wonderful moment, knowing that God has not forsaken you. He is with you in that position, in that place where you feel you are deformed. Nothing is working out for you. God has not forsaken you. He just wants you to turn to him. When you're with him alone, you will listen to him. And that is all he needs from you. So be encouraged this wonderful moment once again. If you are new, kindly like, subscribe, share, comment. Let's build this family of encouragement together. I believe you get encouraged through the word of God. Yes, it encourages you. It encourages us. Let's be encouraged and don't give up on life. As long as you wake up every single day, you find yourself awake, know that God has not forsaken you. His plans for you are still new. His plans for you are still valid. And he has you in that place where you feel you're just laying down, you don't know where to turn to, you don't know what to do. God is there with you. Give him your heart, turn to him, and just know that he has not forsaken you. He's gonna tell you to wake up. He's gonna tell you to pick up your mat. He's gonna show you the right way to go. So be encouraged. See you another time, and bye, good people.